country, very good human beings, who established an economic relationship with Beijing as well as a political relationship. We need to call this into question. Is the United States simply a country where our people go all around the world in order to make money, to make deals with gangster regimes that brutalize their own people and commit this type of genocide against anyone who gets in their way? The conservative movement, which I grew up in, we prided ourselves that we were not just anti-communist, but it was our love of freedom and liberty and justice that motivated us in our anti-communism. Well, Beijing is that last vestige of communism and is that great symbol of tyranny and injustice in the world. The American people, including our business community and especially our political community, have got to take a stand. What side are we on? Are we on the side of justice and liberty? Are we what our founding fathers wanted us to be as a country? Or are we just out to make money, making deals all over the world with gangster regimes or anyone else, murderers, people who have no allegiance at all to anything but their own power? Well, I say the United States of America stands for more than that. We stand for more than just making money. We stand for freedom and justice, for liberty and justice for all. So with that said, I think all of us, especially our members of Congress and those in the executive branch, and yes, those who are politically active here and in our business community, we need to reassess our relationship with Beijing. We turned our back on the freedom movement in Tiananmen Square decades ago, and now it's come back to hurt all of us, not just the people in China, but all of us are now in jeopardy because of that moral decision to stand back and let that genocide take place. Thank you all very much.
I'm going to have Susan and Mrs. Kadir please come here, Dana. What I also want to point out is the rationale that was provided by the spokesperson for the Department of Defense. Let me repeat it again because I think we have to reflect on that statement. We've permitted many countries from which these detainees are from to visit. Number one, to see that they are being treated humanely. Pause, reflect on that, and just imagine the absurdity of that. That is beyond, it would be a bad joke if it wasn't so tragic.
And then juxtapose it to no Congress.
And then foreign nationals are permitted when they help us understand who these people are and what they are involved in. In other words, to assess whether the Uyghurs detained at Guantanamo were terrorists, we have to ask the Chinese intelligence service. Again, that is just mind-boggling. And yet, when the ranking member of the committee and the chair of the committee asked for the same access to interview those men, we're told that no congressman can interrogate or question detainees because it is not part of their oversight responsibilities. Let me assure you, I think this is unanimous throughout the House of Representatives and hopefully the United States Senate. It is not up to the Department of Defense to define for the United States Congress what our oversight responsibilities are. We know them, and we, and I know I speak for Mr. Rabiya, we are going to continue to search for the truth in the case of those men. And we have to excuse ourselves, but we'll let you linger here. Thank you, sir.
Better as it goes along. At the end, it was good. Huh? So you don't want to do breakfast.
They'll watch it, Joe. No, they're gonna have.
Anyway, so we can come back, and just FYI, pass on
You're welcome to hang around and grab break stuff. Take that one up.
Not a book? Nothing.
She's here.
Sure. Oh, there are.
I thought this one up is yes. Yes.
There were 22 originally. By Pennsylvania. So in other words, there's a round of this. Every one of them was from We'll break down. Right. The great majority of them.
Ben kimidir? Xitay hükümeti ben aş Uygurlarını burundan tartib muşunun okşaş məxfi bastırıp öldürüp kelgen Xitay. 60 yıldan beri Uygurlarning zulmü dünyada anlanmagan. Ben hazır turmudan çıkkandan keyin G'arb dünyasida benim avazım bilen bunu anlap ketdi. Hem Uygur halkı özünün liderini tapdı, meni özüne daha iyi qilib aldı. Şunun bilen mening avazimni meni yo'qotish uchun mana har xil tuhmatlarni chaplab, mening xalqimni endi burun terrorist deb bog'lab bastırgan bo'lsa, endi hozir meni bog'lab turib o'ldirib qirmoqchi.
I have no part in this. The Chinese accusations are false, and for the last 6 decades, the Chinese government had repressed the Uyghur people so badly for so long. And since my release, I've been able to come out and raise the voice of the Uyghurs, representing their suffering, their tears, and as a recognized leader of the people. So Chinese government is not pleased with what I'm doing at all. So decided to silence my voice by calling me terrorist, by calling me the instigator of this event.
Özü öldəsi olmaydı hazır. Özüdün ütüp hatta onun bilen mi toxtab qalmay xalqni qozgan hazır. Bugün gece muş saatgacha xalqni o'ylab gösüp lökçekler xalqni qaldaklar urib bo'g'izlab o'ldiradi. Kichik balalargacha.
The Uyghur people suffer under Chinese rule today, not only directly just from the Chinese security force or from the government, but from vicious Chinese mob attacks as well. The Chinese mobs are after Uyghurs. Now, even at this very moment, we've been told that Chinese mobs are searching Uyghurs to beat, to kill, and even women and children.
Nima uchun bundaq vahshiy ish ketdi deganda, Xitoy hukumati bilan televizorga chiqib, Rabiya shu ishni qildi deb yordam bo'lgan oldi odamni ko'kitib yurib, xalqning qazig'ini topshirib, har bir Uyg'urni o'ldirsak Rabiyani o'ldiramiz deb o'ldiradi.
And the reason why there are so many Chinese mobs now out in the street beating and killing Uyghurs is because of the constant Chinese propaganda on their TV, just showing the Uyghurs attacking Han Chinese, unfortunately, on TV, inflaming nationalism and blaming me as instigator of the whole thing. So a lot of Han Chinese people, unfortunately, outraged by this, believing their government's version of the story, began to attack and kill some of the Uyghurs.